This video is a continuation of the story of my 1993 Ram. I decided to break it up into these parts because I can kind of talk about a few different phases over the course of just a few videos. Because unfortunately I don't have any video, I don't have a whole lot of pictures, I don't even have a lot of paperwork or time slips or things like that of the truck. And you have to remember this was, 25 years ago. But the last we left off, we had one angry Ram. So now the accident's happened, I go home, I have to tell my dad about what happened. That was not fun. I actually don't remember that. I probably blocked it out of my mind because I know he wasn't happy. Because it was still his truck. He gave it to me, so it's kind of like, hey, I'm responsible for it, and I failed in my responsibility. Especially when he learned that I wasn't even the one driving, why was someone else driving the truck? So he wasn't happy. But because he did give me the truck, it was my responsibility, he let me handle everything. So just like anytime there was a warranty issue popped up, I'm the one that took care of it. This situation, he had me take care of it all. And this was a good thing. It was a great thing. So I had a friend that had a very good, I think it was someone in the family or family friend that owned a body shop. Now, of course, I'm 17. I'm driving a two-tone silver and gray truck. That just ain't happening. That ain't cool. And I've always loved the color black. So even then, I was thinking, how can I use this accident to my advantage? So I met with the shop owner, and I was talking to him. I was like, yeah, so I got this claim, I'm going to bring it to you. What can we do? I want to do some things. I want to make it look cooler than it is. Like, one, I hate the color. All right, so the front part of this truck was smashed in. The hood very clearly needed to be replaced. I think both fenders had to be replaced as well. And Dodge's fenders, for some reason, are cheap. Like, even nowadays, a Challenger fender costs like $150. Stupid cheap. So we replaced both fenders, but when you're replacing the fenders, obviously you have to repaint the whole thing. Now it's silver and gray, there's a color matching issue. So what they have to do is, since the fenders go up right against the doors, you have to actually blend the paint into the doors. So the insurance is paying to paint the hood, the fenders, and the doors. Now this is a regular cab truck, so that's pretty much most of the majority of the truck. So all that's left is the bed and the roof of the cab, the cab part of it, pretty much. But that's basically it. And not only that, but it's a two-tone color it had pinstriping too. So I told him, I love the color black. Let's black this thing out, make it all black. And so we worked out a deal where essentially the insurance paid to repaint my entire truck black. And we were able to do that because, one, they were already paying to repaint the front half of it. Two, they were paying for two-tone paint, which we didn't need because we were doing solid black, so we just applied that extra money to the rest of the paint job. There was pinstriping they had to replace, so I had to pay for that. I didn't get that, so we used that money for the rest of the paint job. And we kind of did things like that to pay for all the other stuff. I removed all the moldings were gone, and that was the other thing. Moldings would have to be either replaced or reapplied. That takes money. I won't reapply them, so there's more money I can use for the stuff that I wanted to do. Now, it wasn't enough to just repaint the truck black. There were some other things I want to do too. Like, first, you saw the tailgate. They have this huge Dodge nameplate panel on the back. And that's just not going to work. Not in an all blacked out truck. So we talked about, we're like, all right, let's remove that panel. Well, it turns out that when you take that Dodge panel off the tailgate, it's just a big hole behind it. So what they did is the shop actually just got another piece of, got a flat piece of sheet metal and welded in over that hole to make it a flat tailgate. But also I had got a roll pan because that chrome rear bumper wasn't going to work. So I got a roll pan for it. I did have them paint the front bumper black as well, but the insurance had to pay to replace that. I don't know if he was able to find a non-chrome bumper, because obviously you can't really paint on chrome. So I'm not sure how they worked it out, but they took care of it. But on the front bumper, if you notice beforehand, there were these plastic molding on the front with like these bumper pads. I didn't want any of that either, but the insurance had to pay to replace it, so that was another spot that I found some money to pay for the other stuff. And if I remember, I think that's about everything at the shop do. So with the money we were able to save from the two-tone paint, the pinstriping, the moldings, the badges, all this stuff that I ended up not needing or wanting to do, I ended up paying for pretty much most of everything that I did. And I think I only had to end up paying like a few $100s. Now, after all this, by the way, my dad had no idea what I was doing to the truck. No clue. I never told him I was getting all this work done, rechanging it. And I'll never forget the day when I picked up my truck from the shop. I actually had to work that day. So one morning, a buddy of mine drove me to the shop. We picked up my truck. I drove into work. And so I told my dad, I was like, all right, well, I'm at work. So he decided to stop by my work so he could take a look at the truck and take a look at the work that was done. I worked in like a pet store, nursery. He walked into the store and he found me. He's like, where's your truck? I thought you picked it up. I didn't see it out there. And the store had a very small parking lot in front, so you would definitely see he would have definitely seen my truck. And I was dreading this moment, and this is my own fault for not ever talking to him about it. But I knew he wouldn't before it, so I was going with the whole, better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And so I was like, no, it's out there. He must have not seen it. So we started walking out there, and so we were walking right up at it. It was right in front of us, and he's like, where is it? I'm like, it's right here. Oh boy, oh my gosh, he blew that is probably one of the maddest I have seen him. My dad was not a person that got mad, ever. He just wasn't that kind of person. But wow, was he mad. And he got over it because he was like, well, he gave me the truck and it was fine to do whatever. But in the end, it was all worth it. I mean, look at this truck. At this time, blacked out vehicles were not a thing in the mid-90s. There were no black sport packages, blackout packages. Well, like right now, the newest 2019, 2020 Rams, they have the all blacked out version, which I absolutely love. But I went up to Detroit for a couple weeks last year, and I swear every other truck was an all black Ram. It was just everywhere. So now they're kind of common, but back then, not at all. Especially one like my truck that everything was blacked out. All right, so this is where the story has to come to an end. But this is also where the fun really began with this truck, because now I had an awesome looking truck. I was already having fun with it to begin with, and now I just want to make it even, have more fun with it, do more mods. And because of my look of the truck, it started becoming more recognizable and known. And we're going to talk about that in the next video. So again, thanks for tuning in, keeping me company during my drive to work. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.